Okay, everybody ready?
Ready.
Yep.
All right. All right. So last time you guys snuck into the home of Lupa's parents. You met them, talked to them, assured them, and comforted them that their daughter was okay. Somehow you managed to pretty much kidnap their child and drag her into the wild. Um,
Somebody.
and
Lupa. We basically
uh,
kidnapped her for her own good and went and told her parents that we're keeping her.
And we
yep.
definitely
Then
did
I rolled
not.
a really strong persuasion and intimidation and was like,
It was
you're just going
it
to deal
was
with
the
it.
intimidation that put it over to the.
Definitely did
And
So
not
then
try
just
to
you
brought
kill
my
them.
dagger out. And,
As a
and
group, we have a child now.
yes. Remember Lupa?
I
and she's
The what?
in No
It's
Tongue's
been like
backpack.
2 months since I played. I
Remember,
don't
the whole
remember.
point of us was going to get Lupa because she was kidnapped by the goblins down the well.
Oh,
That one.
that's the girl we're trying to save.
We saved her, but now she needs help. And she's unconscious, so we're trying to find her help.
Oh,
You good?
yeah.
Fergus is good. He's back.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, basically, you said what all good cultists say is like, we're taking your child for her own good to bring her to some sort of holy person. Um, at which point, you took off into the wilderness and traveled for 5 days, following the river upstream, kind of heading towards. I think y'all are heading towards the monastery of the Cobalt Soul. Is that what the plan was? As
Heading
I understood it.
northish.
The
I don't think we ever
plan was
established.
heading up north to the little town that was by the monastery because
Mm-hmm.
we knew that there was a higher level druid up there that could help Lupa.
Right. So, yeah, I think you need like a level 9 caster to cast this level 5 spell. So anyway, that's where you are. You got about 5 days into your journey without incident, traveling through the Aldwood, following the trail of the river upstream. The wood is coming back to life. It's healthy. It seems to be thriving somewhat. You've been setting watches, taking normal rests and rhythms, and so you come to the end of the day and you set your watch. And so your position on the map, as best as you can tell, which is pretty good, thanks to Fergus and No Tongue's tracking, is right about where that little counter is, and that's Fergus Jr.'s counter, by the way. Um, so the river is to your south, and you've been following sort of inside the wooded region. Um, you come to a place where you know that a tributary river is uh, feeding into like what is that sound?
The dog. I'm
Is
setting
that
up
a
push to talk right
human
now.
making that sound?
The dog has a
Fergus practicing his soccer moves.
yeah.
It's the dog.
Is that Kyo? I was going to say, is that Kyo?
Yeah, I don't. You don't have to bring the toy.
Okay.
I'm setting up my keybind right
Well, there
now.
we go. There's the human, right there. Um. Anyway, so you know there's a kind of a major tributary coming into the current river that you've been following. You strike that junction in the river, kind of where the tributary kind of comes down from the forest into the woods, and it seems pretty much impassable. And so you follow that tributary northward for about a day, and then the dusk is setting, and the woods are around you. That tributary is sort of cut a deep, like winding ravine into the land as you're following it, but it seems to be getting shallower as you go northward. So in terms of like position on the map, um, like you strike the river kind of right about here and start following it northward until you eventually kind of land where your token is, right about here. So the tributary comes down this direction on the map. But now you've kind of run to the end of the day. Dusk is setting upon you. A night is falling, and um, what would you like to do?
We have no idea how long Lupa can last in this state. Right? That hasn't been established.
No, but she seems so. You've been making kind of index and those sorts of things as you go along. She seems stable. She takes water and kind of the bare minimum of food that she needs. Like,
Okay.
she doesn't seem to be in any immediate danger. Like, whatever. Like, this is a magical side effect of whatever it was that she channeled, whatever force it was that she channeled in the cave when you battled Granny Lurchknuckle.
We setting up camp.
Yeah, I think as long as, like, when it gets dark, we should probably set up camp.
I think that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. So you do manage to find a spot to make camp. You can hear the sound of the river kind of off to the east, sort of, which is to your right. You're very close to the edge of that tributary that comes down that you've sort of been following, looking for a way to ford that tributary. You make your camp. Do you set a fire? Do you set a watch?
Yeah. Soup take first.
Do we want to have Fergus take first watch? Or Siobhan can?
Maybe we go in pairs.
Okay.
Sue and Siobhan can take first. And then I'll take second with somebody. We have an odd number of players. Maybe pairs was not a good idea.
Well, Fergus has Fergus Jr., so that can be his pair.
There you go.
There you go. Wait,
all I
he's
need.
still alive?
Fergus Jr. is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely did
Just
not
checking.
kill him in a previous session.
We haven't
without
killed him
Jason.
yet. Look at us go.
Okay.
Yes, I should.
That dog is gonna...
So dusk settles. You settle in for the night. You eat the meal that you've prepared and sort of bed down. The first watch. Who's got first watch?
Sug and Siobhan.
Okay, Suk and Javon. Like the first watch kind of passes pretty much uneventfully. You don't hear much. You don't notice much. The river sounds are sort of drowning out other things. You do hear like normal night forest sounds. Like you've been out in this forest now for like almost a month, and like you've become fairly familiar with it. And this is comforting to you after traveling through the cursed forest that the granny had sort of brought about. So who is it that has second watch?
Is it Kahavai and I?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
tongue.
Yeah.
The two fighters. Yeah.
Okay. So no tongue. You don't hear Jack. Obviously.
Should I roll?
You should roll. Go ahead and roll. Do make note. Both of you guys do make a perception check. However,
Visual.
yeah, it's visual.
13.
Okay.
13.
All right. Like, just like, what's your passive perception? I think it may be even higher than 13.
Let me check.
11 for me.
Mine's 12.
Okay. Yeah, so through the trees, you can just sort of you barely just see like just a briefest little flash of orangish light kind of like flitting through the trees as the darkness deepens in the forest that you're in. It's just off to your north. Hard to tell the distance because of just the faintness of what you've noticed.
So we see a stationary light flickering through the woods, or is it moving?
No, it's stationary, and you just sort of see it flickering, and it just sort of it's there, and it sort of like dies down. It comes back a little bit, but it's consistent.
And it's where we're coming from. Sorry.
It's headed upstream on this tributary, so it's to the north of where you currently are.
All right, so
Make a survival check, No Tongue.
$21.
21. Like, seems like maybe even a campfire that's sort of being shielded by something, but about, roughly 200 yards north of where you currently are.
So I look to Kahavai to see if she notices it, which she did, right?
yeah, we got the same perception check.
Yeah. So I kind of just watch her to see what her action is.
So I sign as best I can to No Tongue that maybe we wake up the next person who's on watch, so there's still somebody up with him, and I try to sneaky, because I can sneaky good, see what the light is.
I like
And
that technical term. I can sneaky good.
Sneaky.
Why sneaky bad? So I'll stay back.
You do sneaky bad. Okay. All right. So who are you waking up?
Fergus.
Fergus. All right. So Fergus is awake, and Ka takes off sort of northwards, slowly creeping from tree to tree. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
That would be a 9. Apparently I don't sneaky good right now.
Okay. All right. So Kahavai, you make your way to the north through the trees. Like, there's a lot of just deadfall and dried leaves and branches and things on the ground, and you just invariably, rustle leaves here. This is not your best stealth effort, but eventually you make your way to the north, and as you go, the light source kind of grows more obvious. Like, you know you're heading in the right direction. It becomes easier to sort of follow where it is that you're going. Let's see, where's the... Okay. Let's see what it shows. Okay. So for the rest of you guys looking, the only person present is Kavai. Eventually, you come sort of to a little bit of an edge in the forest where the trees sort of stop. It's low, undergrowth, rocky terrain that leads up to this ring of stones that's 50 or 60 feet in diameter. It's a large ring. Looks like the base of a tower that has long since fallen down. And there's debris and rubble sort of strewn about this clearing that it's very clear like the forest is trying to recapture this plot of land. The stone ring sort of makes this crown and this depression in the land that's in most places are like 10 to 12 feet high, crumbled, lots of good handholds and pit marks. In some places it's just absolutely, there are gaps there's like one or two places where there's like a small gap in the wall. You can see that there is a very bright light source coming from inside this stone ring, and you can go ahead and make a perception check as you get to the edge of the forest there.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So you hear like the sound of two voices coming from inside the stone ring, and it's hard to make out what they're saying, but just like they just sort of hear this kind of deep throated gruff, like, yeah, but what about this? Or like, yeah, but I don't know about what is going on around here. Or, what are we supposed to be doing? What if he's got this over here? And like, so you kind of hear this muttering. You can't quite make out what's being said, but there's a conversation between two individuals that seems to be going on.
And I only hear two people talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to on one of the places, not like where there's a break in the wall, but kind of like around a little bit to the side, can I climb up one of the walls that's like in place and kind of peek my head over to see like if I can tell what kind of people they are, if there's really only two of them or if there's more of them?
Okay. Yeah, so first of all, make a stealth check.
19.
Okay. Now make a athletics or strength check. How much?
14.
14? Okay. So you manage to climb. It's not hard. You manage to climb over this. This looks like the base of what used to be an ancient tower, like some kind of watchtower or something. Let me add to this what I need to add to it. Let's see. Boom. Okay. All right. Inside the tower, it's apparent like over the centuries, this tower has kind of collapsed, and most of the rubble has fallen inward towards the thing. And so the floor inside this ring of stones is just littered with rocks and debris. And there is where you have climbed over the wall, which was fairly easy. You are now sort of like peeking your head over the top of this crumbled down structure. You look in, and you see immediately below you is this large sort of like nest sleeping pallet sort of area with pillows and nasty hides and stuff. Just to your right, curled up in a ball, is a large black dog-like form. I mean, when I say large, I mean that in the technical game term sense. Like this is a large creature sitting around the fire. There's a fire sort of immediately straight ahead. With his back to you is a large hulking form, and that has two heads. To one side, on his right, is a huge battle axe, and just to his left is a large flail, like a pole with a chain and a spiky ball on the end of it. And the heads seem to be having some kind of conversation with themselves, like, well, today wasn't quite a good day. We didn't find many people seeking to cross the log. No, because nobody comes. It's a stupid place to set up camp. Why in the world would anybody want to cross a river right here in the middle of nowhere? They sort of like they're having this conversation with themselves about some log and crossing a river. So
Really quick, I want to glance around, and does it seem like there would be anything in here that would be useful on our journey, I guess I should say? Like, I don't know, are we running low on anything, guys, or are we pretty good? That was in general to the group.
They can't talk to you right now, so.
Okay. I'm going to head back to camp.
Okay. Make a quick stealth check.
Okay. That is a 10.
Okay. All right.
You give me a drink.
So you manage to kind of climb down. You jump fairly effortlessly off of the. You kind of make your way down a few feet and then sort of jump down the rest of the way. Land. Make your way back to camp. And there you go.
When I get back to camp, I'm going to tell Fergus and No Tongue about everything I saw. Like, hey, this might not be the safest place to camp. There's a big two-headed ogre, I guess, about 200 yards up, but they might have a way for us to get across this river. They were saying something about like a log to cross.
Is there any movement coming towards us from where Kahavai just came to us?
You don't hear anything.
Well, obviously. Thank you, Deuce. I meant visually.
You don't see anything either.
Yeah, I keep forgetting I don't have night vision.
You guys think we should wake everybody up and go see about this log? Should we continue our rest and go see about it in the morning, or should we just continue up north and try to avoid them avoid the ogre? What do you guys?
What time is it right now? So we're on second watch. Like, what time of night is it?
So it would be like around midnight. Like midnight, 1 a.m.
Trying to figure out if we wake people, are we gonna,
Be exhausted.
yeah, are we gonna start running into issues?
I'm going to say, like, you would not suffer a point of exhaustion if you were to wake people up at this point.
We're just PTSD'd, some of us.
Understood.
Poor Fergus. Multiple
Right.
points of exhaustion. Forever.
Do I still have the exhaustion?
No.
No, this has been
No.
like a week. You're good.
We let you sleep at some point.
Good.
I mean, for Lupa's sake, I almost think we
But you
should
do now
try to-
have diabetes.
Yeah, I think so. Also, if they have a shortcut that will help us get across the river, and we can, head on the hypotenuse of the triangle instead of
Yeah.
one of the legs.
Yep.
You seriously just dropped hypotenuse in this conversation.
I'm tired.
who
That's
said-
what happens.
Who said you'll never use trig in real life?
You didn't know what's happening right now.
Soog's asleep.
All right, so we're waking everybody up.
Not asleep anymore.
What is going on? Is it my shift yet? Oh no, I already had my shift.
No, there's some ogres, one ogre, 2 heads, 2-headed ogre, but he might know a way to cross the river. So I think we're going to go and talk to the 2-headed ogre to see if he will let us. There's a log that's across the ravine that we can cross, if I'm understanding correctly. We saw the fire. I went and I tried to be sneaky, and I found out that there's this ogre that knows stuff.
Were you
Ogre
drinking with Fergus?
No, but I'm so freaking tired.
Hey, now Fergus is not a drunk.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the other.
That was the
That
other
was
guy.
my
You
last
don't know what
character.
happened while you were away. You have no idea.
No.
No, I am not. But I'm just saying, ogre knows how to cross the ravine.
This
Oh.
thing.
All right.
I try to signal to Kahavai about how we should approach this king. Maybe I
So-
take a stick and write in the dirt or something.
Soog, make friends!
I don't. Yeah, it's the ogre and his wolf. He's got a giant wolf with him too. So I don't think we want to sneak up on him. I think that would go badly for us if we were to just be like, surprise, here we are. So I don't know, maybe, and I know this sounds kind of stupid, but I'm suggesting it anyways. Maybe we make a lot of noise walking by their place in the forest to attract their attention.
Soog's really good at making friends.
Or you guys can totally overrule me.
Soog, make friends! Soog, make friends! Soog's really good at making friends.
Let's send Sue.
Stu will get eaten by that wolf.
Yeah.
Maybe get bacon.
I mean, should we all go?
I think we should all go together.
So
Because
where's Lupa? Is Lupa with No Tongue? Like, would No
Yeah.
Tongue carrying her?
Yep.
He's in his backpack.
So he would probably be towards the back, right? Just out of protection of Lupa. If we're
So, Deuce, it says on Giant Smite, anything you are wearing becomes large as well.
No.
Giant Lupa.
Lupa, you cannot embiggen Lupa.
But it says
You're not wearing Lupa.
Lupa's not like draped. Lupa's not draped around your neck or anything like that.
Make a necklace out of her, and then we'll talk.
who has that
It
rod?
got dark really fast.
You're gonna tell her.
I think you did.
Who has what?
That rod where we hit the button and it.
The immovable rod.
I thought
Yeah.
Ka had it, but
I don't remember who had it,
I don't know.
but we
Somebody
can
whips
say
it
I
out.
have it.
Somebody whips it out and sticks it in the middle of the
Somebody
center.
I don't
Up
think
the
we would
rod.
have. Right, I was gonna say I don't think we would have trusted Fergus with it. He'd just be playing with it constantly.
What's wrong with Fergus?
Would you not, if you had the rod that can like float in the air and you can hang off of it, would you not be whipping that out and playing with it constantly?
Fergus is a stoic, introverted loner.
Okay. Sure he is.
Megan, I think you just had PTSD from his previous character.
Yeah, but the character he played on this one was not much better because he was the outgoing, heroic that made dumb decisions.
Dude, are there any trees around this ring at all?
Yeah. Oh, wait. You mean the tower, where the?
Yeah, the tower. Yeah.
I mean, they're about 20. Let me look at the map. I mean, they're like. They're about 20 feet away.
So, we're trying to make friends, right? With this? With these people?
Yeah, we're not trying to fight them.
So I have high charisma. Do me and Sug need to go first again because of our let's be friends attitude?
Well, do
That
you
would
think
probably be good.
if we don't go as a group, let's just say they have a horrible disposition towards you, would they be less likely to attack you if all of us are there versus just the two of you?
I'm all for all of us going. I just didn't know if like the opening was small where we needed to like go in a couple at a time or
I was thinking about using Giant Smite and then like as we approach, trying to push over a couple of the trees as we go.
I'm all for it. If you want
I
giant,
like it.
I
I like it.
guys,
Do you
go
think
for
that
it.
comes across aggressive?
For sure, but I'm cool with it. I mean, I just whipped out my
Okay.
dagger though with Lupa's parents, so maybe I'm not the person to ask.
All right, I'll do it. So do some good at cast Giant Smite.
Okay.
And then
Boodly boodly boop.
try to push a couple of the smaller trees just to make that kind of noise of trees falling as we approach this tower.
My version of a tree.
Boom. See, I'm gonna move everybody out of the way.
Oh, my foot!
Okay, so No Tongue just like eats the magic mushroom. Doodly doodly doo. He's big, and make a strength athletics check. No Tongue.
So I have an advantage on strength checks.
And guidance.
Oh, thankfully I have. What?
D4.
Okay, so that is. Well, okay. Well, I got a 21, but I have to decide whether to use the D4 before.
No.
Oh,
Roll the D4 and add it,
Yeah.
just so we know what it was.
4, so 25.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. How many trees do you want to push over?
Like 3 of them, but closer towards where we're coming, like right as we get there.
Oh,
Like
my
I
other
am
foot!
not doing a stealth check.
All right. So you're kind of like over here, you see the the crumbled down ruins that she described to you. You find the nearest, like, not small. You want it to make an impressive sound when it hits the ground. You just sort of like rock it back and forth a couple times, and then you hear this like ripping as the roots pull out of the ground, and this tree just sort of over. You kind of move to the next one, and the same thing. As you do this, from inside the ring of rubble, you hear this. Oi, what's that? Somebody out there. And you see kind of around. Grit, Fang, wake up! And you hear a little bit more rustling kind of coming from around. Around the edge of the ruins, through what must be a gap in this sort of tumbled down wall, this large creature with two heads, orcish features, thick greenish brown skin covered with knobby warts and scars, but also just this kind of makeshift hide armor that he's wearing. In one hand, holding a giant battle axe, in the other hand, the clanking chain on the end of this large, almost looks like a tree trunk with a large metal ball at the end of the chain. Who goes there? Says one of the heads. The other one sort of looks at the other head and is like, I don't know, you think they're gonna answer you? Maybe they won't answer you. Or maybe they will answer me. And I gotta ask, it's only polite. Why are you always trying to be polite? Why don't we just go out there and smash them? And so, there you go. The rest of you are kind of stuck back behind No Tongue in the woods somewhere.
Sue's gonna run up. So the first thing that they see is probably gonna be Sue.
Okay.
And
Yeah, if I see, do I see them like trying to talk from where
yes.
I'm at?
Yes,
Then
you do.
I would step aside so that all the other little people can come in front and do the talking.
Okay. You kind of like sidestep, making room for anybody that wants to come. Sug, you run up, 10 feet in front of No Tongue. You're still a good distance away from this creature. And, Oi! Who are you? What's that? Well, he didn't knock down a tree. Look at him. He's a wee tiny feller. Yeah,
Hey!
but I know, but he's got to be. Who's that behind him?
hello, Sue, friends. Are you friends?
No, I'm not your friend. Well, we could be his friend. We don't know. He's a wee little fellow. He might be nice. He might be delicious, too. Well, you make a good point. No, we're not your friend.
But Sue has biscuits.
He's got biscuits. What sort of biscuits?
Really green biscuits. Spinach. Yay, yummy spinach. And it's fluffy. I have. Oh, these are from Yuji. Yeah.
He's got biscuits. He kind of steps forward a little bit.
Do we all
As
hear
soon-
Grit,
this?
Fang.
Oh yeah,
come
for
here.
sure. As soon
Oh,
as
yeah.
they get within 30 feet of me, I'm gonna cast Charm Person on them.
Okay.
Oh, there's
Give me
two.
one
Wisdom saving throw.
Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Um.
So if It says one humanoid at first level. So I guess you can make that call if it's just one head.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Let me
want, I
see.
can rank it up to second level.
Well, that's your call.
Nah, we'll just do the first level.
All right. So, wisdom saving throw?
Yep, 13.
Oh. Drop. Give me another D20.
Well, guys, it's been nice knowing ya.
All right. Okay. All right. Charm person. How would you like to charm this person?
Do you say how?
Yep. What's the effect?
Oh, let's see. Regards me as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, it'll know that it was charmed by me.
Okay. Oi. She's kind of a funny little critter, isn't she? Yeah. Oh, she says she has biscuits. That would be nice. It's been a while since we've had biscuits. Don't go hogging them this time. Right. Sorry about that. I'll just get carried away, when we get something nice, some kind of little treat, which is so rare out here. I know. Yeah, what? Oh, sorry. Hi, how are you doing?
Oh, hi!
Little
Hi!
person.
Name's
Name's Fester. My name's Maggot. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Maggot Fester.
Hmm.
Soup friends need to cross a river.
Oh,
do you
yeah.
know?
Right, crossing the river. Okay. Well, as it turns out, we've got a log. Yeah, it's a nice log. It's very sturdy and wide, so we can cross it too. But it looks like you won't need such a wide log, but maybe your friend will. He's quite large. He is quite big. Why'd he go and knock down that tree? That was a very aggressive thing to do.
Sorry, he ate big dinner. It did not agree. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. He might have diverticulitis.
He does eat red meat.
And drink alcohol, I presume.
That's what you get,
Well,
Chuck.
You said something about biscuits
Oh
just
yeah,
a minute ago.
I have
Couldn't help
biscuits.
but notice.
You
Oh,
might
do
have
you?
to share. I'll whip out
We always
the
have to
nasty,
share.
the
We
nasty
have to share
green
everything. You have no idea. Yeah, there's no privacy.
Oh,
Grip, Fang, go back to sleep. The two, like there are these two huge wolves behind them, just sort of bristling all over. And they
man.
kind of at a command, sort of one of them slinks back into the ring, and one of them kind of goes back over this way somewhere. Yeah.
I'll whip out the really old nasty biscuit and the really dry dead rat and offer them up. Sorry, biscuits, Shook sized, but have rat too.
Oh, no thanks. Rats turn our stomach a little bit, make us, a bit gassy. Yeah.
I
Thanks
understand.
for the biscuits, though.
You're welcome, friends.
Oi, so you said you needed the log. Well, it's right over there. Only way around this river for 20 miles.
Good. Do you know any other places we can get more food and more friends?
He kind of looks you up and down, well, like kind of examining you sort of for the first time. What is everybody else doing at this point? Let me just kind of pause and
So we're hearing all of this, right? Like we're close enough where we're hearing this.
yeah, so you guys are kind of like just within the line of trees, No Tongue is there, wrecking the forest, but you're sort of like sitting within the line of trees. You can see and hear everything that's taking place. The Etten kind of looks. Oh, you got friends back there?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not, they look wholesome. Is that an elf? We don't like elves very much. They tend to shoot arrows at us.
That's okay. This one misses a lot, so he's friend too. Sug will
Make
turn
a-
to everybody.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
The first one's a 5. 11.
Okay. Just make sure he stays across the river once you get there. We don't want him coming back. And what's that little... Is that a dog? Grip, Fang, come here. We got a butt to sniff. Grip and Fang kind of like... And Fergus Jr. just is like... These things are easily 2.5 times his size. Like one gulp, Fergus Jr. could be gone. They sort of like flank the Etten on either side.
It's kind of like our dog meeting a Great Dane down in Ann Arbor a few months ago.
Like, yeah. So like Fergus Jr. sort of rolls over and is like,
Sorry, he looks yummy, but they keep telling me I cannot try.
yeah. Well, maybe one day, eh? Good to keep them fresh. yeah. Not bad. Meals
Agreed.
on wheels or legs or something. I don't know. Anyway, Log's over there, and yeah. I feel like we should ask you to give us some gold or something. Don't you think we should? I mean, in principle, we are supposed to be collecting toll on the bridge. Yeah, right. Look, I hate to do this. I hate to, be that guy or those guys. I don't know how the math works out on that with a two-headed creature. But, if it's not too much trouble, maybe 5 gold a piece.
Okay. I wonder who has the
Oh.
gold. I don't know.
Great. All right.
What?
Thanks.
I
That's
figure.
too much.
Nope.
Do you know how much gold we've gotten? And also, Sug doesn't have concept of money too much.
So does one of us
No.
jump in and be like, no. No.
I look at Siobhan and be like, you want to take this one?
All right. So Siobhan's gonna be like, wait, sorry. He doesn't actually have, or she doesn't actually have any money and understand of gold. So I'll have to go back and check and see how much we have. We absolutely can support you and will absolutely pay for safe passage across, but I'm just not sure we can do 5 gold. So would it be all right if I check with my friends to see how much we have that we might be able to offer?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Could Sug assist?
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
watching Addie, or watching, my goodness, I keep want to call you Addie. Watching Siobhan and just nodding and being like, she's smart. She's really smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You make a persuasion check too.
Yep.
So if you get 10 or higher, you can
Yes.
give her advantage.
14. You
All
get
right.
advantage.
So Siobhan has advantage.
17.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I think we took them off guard. We were being all friendly with the biscuits and everything. Yeah, right. Sure, go. Like, talk to yourself. See what you got. See what you can do. We totally understand. But you understand, it's like the principle of the thing. Right. I mean, we've got a job to do guarding this here log, and you guys have a job to do getting across it. And so, we've got to maintain our integrity as well. And so I know you understand that. So go ahead, discuss among yourselves. We'll be over here. Let us know what you decide.
Thank you, Mr.
Absolutely.
Nagy,
I'm gonna
friend.
grab Stoog and just like drag her away now, so that she's done enough, and back to the group. So, all right. So I do think we should compensate them if we can get safely across, but I don't think we should pay them until we actually get across. What do you guys feel like is a safe or a fair amount?
Would like 1 gold a piece or something?
That's what I was
What I
thinking.
was thinking.
Okay, so can they see that Lupa is on? I'm trying to count how many of us it would be, and
Lupa's
will they
in a
count
ball.
Fergus Jr. as one? Like,
Gonna try and like smuggle Lupa in the trunk of the car into the drive-in movie theater.
basically, I mean, we
Totally.
definitely want people to know that Lupa exists, right, or that she's with us, anyways, for her own
I
sake.
mean, she's the backpack that No Tongue was wearing got embiggened, but the contents did not. So Lupa's like, wait, you could probably,
Okay.
there
Are
you
you
go.
staying embiggened as we cross?
How long does that last?
One minute.
No.
Oh gosh. Bleep, 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 bleep. Yep, you're normal size now. Oi! Sorry, nice trick. Hi, how'd you do that? Nice. Wow, that's impressive. Can you imagine? Yeah, I know, right?
So Lupa is visible then, probably at this point, if No Tongue's back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, like she's a 7-year-old kid.
Isn't No Tongue pretty darn big? No,
He's pretty big, but
I don't
it'd be
know how.
like
I don't
it'd be like a mom carrying a toddler in one of those
Like one of
swaddle
Yeah,
those,
they're gonna
things.
see her. They're
like
gonna
a
see her.
or
hippie hammock
dad.
swing
An
thing.
8 foot mom or dad.
But carrying a 7-year-old, like the relative scales would be.
So, if we count Fergus Jr. and Lupa, would that be 7? Am I counting correctly? There's 7 of us.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Offer them.
Yep.
Do we want to offer them anything before or everything when we go back when we get to the other side?
So
Didn't
here's the
they-
thing. If we offer them, if we don't pay them until we are all over on the other side, then they have to come over to the other side with us.
How long does Charm Person last?
1 hour.
An hour.
Oh, okay.
This is
So-
Jared to the group. You guys realize that we've got like 800 gold or something from all the things, right?
Yeah, we're still being chintzy. We're gonna need them for our healing potions.
Yeah, no, I totally support that. Just making sure that
We're
we know.
being frugal.
We've got a Vixalia on our team.
Generous DM, stingy players.
Yep.
Yeah, even avoiding the towns and shops and stuff.
We're not used to such generous DMing.
Hey there.
I mean, Chuck took a turn there too, didn't he? At one point.
Did
Yeah.
Not just you. All right. So should I offer him 7 for safe passage?
What if we just rounded it up to 10 and be like, yeah.
Half now and half on the other side.
No, I think that Ka's saying we don't want them to come with us, right? So give
Yeah,
it
like
all-
we
Oh.
want them to stay on their side,
Okay.
right?
Okay. All right. So I spoke with the group and what we have, and I only have 10 gold. Would that be enough to get us a safe passage across?
Make a deception check. 'Cause you just lied through your teeth.
Yeah, I did. $19. How did
No.
Whoa.
With modifiers, what is that?
I have a +0 for deception?
Okay. What is that? Is that wisdom?
That's charisma, but for some reason it has a +0 for that one. So
It's charisma? Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Well, you're good then. Yeah, his charisma's like 5. Although this is a pretty charismatic Etten, I feel like.
No, insight is wisdom, I think, to tell if she's lying. If you want to do that.
Oh.
She just decepted the
wait,
DM.
I was totally
Yeah.
looking at Fergus's. I have a +6 in charisma. So that would have been a +5.
Okay.
I got a 19 naturally, and then +6.
That's okay. All right, so you won. Sorry. So start over. Like, what did you say to the
all we
Master
have
Maggot?
is 10 gold. So would that be enough to get our group across for safe passage? There's 7, including the dog. And I'm not
There's
talking
7
about
of you. You're giving us 10. Oh yeah. That'd be great. Yeah, 10 is
Can
fine.
you go get the thing?
I think we can do a lot with it. Yeah, I think that meets our needs quite adequately. Actually, you know.
Amit, just lift it up.
Yeah. So that's great. So hand it over.
Real quick, is it safe to cross this water at this time of night?
Well, I mean, relatively. Yeah, relatively.
Worse than what?
I mean, you know, it's a pretty
No,
big log.
you didn't drop a lot,
All
though.
the time. It's very stable. It's very nice. We keep all the moss and slime from growing on it. Yeah, it's got a nice little handrail that we rigged up with some rope that we found on the corpse of a dead adventurer, which we happened to kill, by the way. And so, yeah, it's got some nice safety features, I think. Well worth the 10 gold.
All right. Wonderful.
Anyway,
We're
it's a
happy
limited time offer.
up front, but we'll give it to you once we get the group onto the log. Then we'll be happy to pay right before we depart.
Oh, sure. Sounds fair. Yeah, it sounds very fair, actually. You know, maybe we should write that down and make it a policy.
All
Your
right.
friends,
Either
really
way.
thoughtful.
Well, you know, you're running a business. You try to be helpful to your customers. It doesn't make any sense to go around eating everybody that comes along, especially if you're trying to get the gold off of them. Unless you, of course, thought that they had more gold than they were offering you, in which case we would smash you in 2 bits.
Yeah, it's all about brand loyalty.
Right. Logs this way. Follow us. So he kind of takes you up through the forest a little bit to the northeast of the tumble down tower. You can kind of see, like, in the middle of the daytime, it would have been pretty much right there. You can kind of see through the forest, and so kind of get you all sort of huddled onto the one end of the log. Holds out his giant meaty hand. Right, 10 gold, or we're going to knock you into the river. Sorry about the threat, but we feel like it's our role a little bit, you know what I mean?
No, full experience.
So,
All right. So are we all on the log at this point?
I guess you all get on the log. You're all on the log.
On the log.
All right. Here's your 10 gold.
Great. Nice doing business with you. Hope to see you again soon. Have fun storming the castle.
I'll bring more biscuits.
It'll take a miracle. So, all right. You're able to, like, you cross the log, and, like, it's a big, wide. You can see how this large creature can cross the log quite easily. So, it's a nice log. You feel like you've gotten your money's worth. All right, well done. I was thinking, man, I bet these guys are ready to kill something. Good
Well,
job.
when you're tiny, like a literal tiny creature. Or I think I'm small.
There you go. So, okay, so you're able to ford the river. You cross the log. You're on the other side of this obstacle. You kind of continue on into the forest. Like, what's your plans? You're going to try and find a place to make another camp. At this point, so like Sug, you know that when this spell wears off, this guy's going to be pissed.
Yep,
So-
100%. So Sug's trying to usher, like, let's put some distance.
Yeah, for sure. Let's keep walking for a while.
Maybe even
Okay.
a brisk jog.
All right. So you had like a good 40 minutes left on the spell based on kind of like what y'all all did. So like you're able to get a good 40-minute head start, and whether or not he follows you or not is another story. But
Those dogs look fast.
dogs look fast. Okay, you walk on into the night. As you cross the log, you kind of veer back again to the south, trying to pick up the trail of the river, the main river, of which this was just a tributary. And so, with Fergus's help and No Tongue's help, kind of guiding you through the forest, you're able to strike that river quite easily. And then you continue following the edge of that river on towards sort of the northeast-ish. Are you going to just sort of press on through the evening? And just keep on going through the next day, or what is your plan?
How long do you think we need to keep walking before we are sure that they're not following us? Guys,
Guarding bridge. We're probably fine.
I don't know, because I also know that spell, and when they realize what's happened, they might be a bit upset, to say the least.
Just not come back this way.
We definitely won't be coming back this way. But the question still stands, do we need to carry on, or do we make camp and wait and see?
What time is it?
So you've walked through the night, and it's just around dawn. So like 5 a.m., the sun is just really starting to peek over the edge of the horizon, and like the light, it's a clear day, so the light is sort of like filtering through the trunks of the trees, which are thinner here because you're following the edge of the forest, and you get these nice, rays of sunshine just sort of coming down like spears through the trunks of the trees.
I would say let's keep pushing on. If we don't, from an exhaustion standpoint, unless like we'd want to do like a short rest or something, like for just a couple hours.
So like you've technically missed one long rest and sort of pressed on into the next day. So if you keep going through the day, you'll end the day with a point of exhaustion, but then you'll be at the point at which you're going to take a long rest anyway, so that's kind of from a game standpoint where you are.
Say we press on then.
Okay. All right. So you press on through the day. The travel is uneventful. You make camp, and in fact, the next day's rest goes uneventfully. You're able to kind of continue on with Fergus and No Tongue's foraging skills and hunting skills. You're kept in good provision. You finally make it over the next, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, like 6 days of travel like this. You finally come to the edge of the forest where you know that like the river at this point is still like the main river that you've been following is a lot narrower and shallower, and it's fairly easy to cross. You come to a point to where you know that, especially Kavai, like the village of Forest Haven is like maybe a day's march to the northeast. You're on the edge of the forest. The road is directly east of you, and that leads into Forest Haven. So there you go.
All right, and we were gonna stop at Forest Haven to like stock up, right? Get supplies.
Yeah.
Spend all that money that
That we didn't give away.
oh, right,
That you've been hoarding.
weighing down our pockets. We were doing it so you could have fun shopping.
Dude really wants to shop.
Need
Do we
more
want to
rats.
shop tonight, or is that going to be next week where we pick up?
It's up to you.
Up to the ones that work late.
I would appreciate it if that's where we picked it up next week.
That's what I was thinking too.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
That's
Then
the
I'll
people who work like 80 hours a week.
then I'll have time
Thanks,
to
Jay.
compile how much money we have.
Yes. You can start planning your shopping trip now. Make your wish list.
You guys have so many magic items to identify.
No. So many more dead animals to be able to get.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome.
Yes. Fun.
That
That was fun.
totally not the way I thought it was going to go, which is the best way for it to go.
It was still a fun
All right.
encounter.
Oh, that was awesome.